Yampa Jessica Tian, Yantini Yampa. So the baby Americano say we are Juma Sikaba, and so one of that sharing. Also, Cassam. Na in Sikasam Hojuma. Yeah. So the mechanic be a bestatiano. Inia Conedua ha, Obabuana. Inspirational talk. And from there, they call the topic of the theme, which is marriage and investment. How you should know, what you should know about marriage and investment. They try not my winnie. Okay. Yes, customer pa the best started Friana Mufanchame Kakra. Yo, Yunia Sewa, Predu Hanum, Obetimi Abuai. Say, yo, Ibema Yunia Sewa, my special talk na your fair free hand. Sewa ko.
Metamase, and then you may say, I say, shame. And nay, Rebecca be biafa, speak a mountain pressure. Meaning saying, I take a dear a friend of pressure. A boo her, a big crown no medro, do a whole pressure, no medro. And maybe some who say pressure, a dear and a dipper. And near maybe a while, ye beat near sea and no quine tem, sebea. Young court sa situation, and I say, it been so high, yet dear, ye defer, but yakasa. And your man kitty be a intimate, we feel stressed out. And I say, oh, yes, the pressure, funny panel. Into pressure, no maternity, defining it say, it refers to a mental or emotional strain caused by expectations and responsibilities. And you may it was say, yeah. It means so how we are gaining or we want to attain some expectations, and so now yintimin drew wantina and no ebe stress here out. Inya a be free a jumem. Ebia I was a would a jumem before 7 a.m. But now at night now one understand you may be near drew after I say be science to see him say a juma day it goes with time. So one meeting with timer. One here it will get to a time I'll be losing job into no and then maybe or what say juma next time nay sunny mano to me I try say you meet up before the time is due to help you not get stressed out, and I say pressure be and foul. It be so academic say students it be assignments be a dear amount test be a also cultural dear you own your assignments the deadline so exams say ba na yankasa yet toss pressure in my home. It be so it's from the family knows so people are expecting too much from young ones na so do or bio how to quine na ye bisani say near bisani say being so now name situation and pan no and I will go through to be bien ya kakranka krasebeya ya kasani pan so yen top pressure emma or more being ben. It means to say from social media. Obi wo ho say oh atare we abaso paboa we abaso bibia opese onye bi ebi nso so ana wo expenses ana say wo sika na onye marketing kiti bi no mmoa a wɔma wonduru hɔ nti nneɛma nketenkete wei wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ na yɛhu sɛdeɛ yɛbɛsi asɔ ano sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a pressure ɛmfa yɛ bebree anaasɛ yɛnyɛ stressed out. We will always be calm and we will always be at peace with ourselves. Nti wei ne adeɛ kakra a me ne mo kyerɛ no ɛnnɛ. Meda mo ase.
Thank you so much. So what can I do? Thank you. Pressure. Because sometimes money at pressure my home. Maybe I keep it me avoid it now edit too much every. Thank you so much. Yo, and your topic marriage and investment, what you should know. Marriage and investment, what you should know. And then you become awesome. May computer na me have a crowd and to move and me slide crowd me ye papa move and me. Yo, marriage and investment and yeah become awesome marriage and investment. Before see be starting say question be yeah me person me topic be share your con too much but any question about finance na the account ha the account last week the week before the anka question be will be an ubitimi the aba ubitimi answer ubitimi akọ chat no chat room na ubitimi at the ato na say ubitimi afrain we numbers na or na still numbers na ubitimi afrain ubitimi answer na and waka. So marriage and investment, what you should know. Marriage and investment in then say say as a couple there if and say keep it me aye nyama together na impose you be retire a bit me move around together say but you name send sisters nyama city especially when it comes to our community now say e be a fin waware and I say e be a waware mu dada na and I say be crying out for from the buy into situation financial na the work from no and one hour day eba and we see movie on my eye into me put your together but sometimes I na money hard dream study have shown over and over again say when two couples put stuff together financially now as they are doing things financially now yana unstoppable intimate unstoppable because money be different when it comes to Sanya man. He be retire na ke woni be bree say bitimi any ma financially say bi kra na you bitimi to kwan say yesi pe ya ye adwuma den abre na ye retire be home obinya aka around the world be episode could be etimi ko omo mo akwantum ni ade pa bu episode retire Ghana but ebi was ka 17 kra okotwa Ghana untimi ma hye to say bi obaba bia ne nanam wo ha ne ade ne mu bebre ho ma ya adwen nya ne say ya na se hia 6 figures ni ade etimi adwuma ma adwuma ne bebre ansa na etimi anya saa comfort no when retire by yes and tie what it is yebetimi akeka niam abom yie yetimi keka niam abom yie a ebetimi aboa ye nti yenhwe 6 tips yebetimi aboa as a married couples na yebetimi afa ho aye yɛmfa sɛ nneɛma a yɛ ne adwene sɛ gye sɛ wohia sika kɛseɛ nkwa a wobɛtumi ayɛ no ade bia meka wa sɛ nyɛ sika bebree a womeki no ɛne ɛno nko ne hia na mmom how wobɛsi amanage no no ɛno so ɛyɛ very important nti yɛnhwɛ number 1 we should talk about your retirement goals. Very important. Retirement goals. Just say the first thing is communication. When it comes to finance, you encounter and I see a quite juma near back and forth. The other time I make us say what do you say, especially what going to me and what do you say? Me quite juma no ba ma quite juma no ba. Now we can program bi wɔ hɔ no akɔ bi Sunday makoma asɔre no aba na yakɔ saa couple deɛ mo yɛ ano na mo adwene nyinaa ne sɛ mo bɛbrɛ the water mo boa ɛwɔ sɛ munya plan nti ɛwɔ sɛ you have to have goals for your retirement. I can guarantee there are so many people they have no goals when it comes to their retirement. They didn't say, yeah, you might go back and forth, yeah, you might go back and forth. Untimi infiti accidentally, nobody wins accidentally. Yes, will be a who should be a successful, it will be more. Yes, or to walk back and forth, or planning exactly say, this is how I want it to be. It's the same thing in the OCS to me planning. Your plan say, a dear, I was seeing. I understand sometimes we don't have things in common. But I think say even if you have things in common, yeah, not bad. But if you don't have things in common, no kind yeah, because you have to agree to disagree. I mean, disagree to agree. Because say, what the answer say, what the be able to when you be able spending kwana, yeah, not bad. And also the answer the be out the what the answer ube sis kasa so na undi wani mpo onye hwea and so bad. Into the two people na say more opposite direction yeah. The other one boy, the other one ma ultimate kakra. Na the other one so one should be a nerd. Now one so a friend say free spirit. It's nerd me free spirit say yes kai in fact kakra to ho. Na the other one so I can say hey ultimate first card be on sis kasa or say it miss spend be. It's ushima enka ya agree say you better agree to disagree no can bad. But the movie bro ya fan say saa de no de bibi ase yen hia wo sika ho ntino yen ka sem kra. But exactly what we should do is we have to have goals for our retirement. You bro ho together no you need goals be for your retirement. The good thing is say if you are on the opposite side we bet me come into agreement. The more come into agreement now this is the goal that we want then we bet me start some way. So most start some way many a times who say if you walk around almost start to say almost put your things together we say your free be financial infidelity and yet finance your infidelity room you say you be bro especially member it me other investment on China bro cry my money na man should be honma shopping or Macy's no could be credit card or buy one country you can wakɔ ha no wakɔ bie ebu na credit card bɛyɛ 4 5 6 7 a few times so ebi ɛkɔpɛ dan atɔ a bɛkɔ na abobu ɛka bebree na ɛwɔ akyiri ɛyɛ financial infidelity ɛte sɛ deɛ wabɔ adwaman wɔ akyire no saa na finance no so ɛteɛ na if that thing wɔ mu a we can come together ntumi and build the biribi. So the first thing is we have to be very transparent when it comes to those things. I said they make if you agree to disagree, and yet there's nothing bad or there's nothing wrong about it. The only thing is that you have to come to agreement. The goals are a bit me abuamu, move on. It been saying one person retire Ghana. We have couples that one person retire Ghana, one person retire Hano. I ntɔkwa buhu na baako ano asesa ne nneɛma no ɔkɔ Ghana we sa time ma yɛ adwuma ma bre anasɛ mo retire at time so ama be retire that's time mo hia each other mutimi abɔ nneɛma mutimi de nneɛma atutu yie ama na ayɛ fɛ no bo sɛ na baako kɔ na baako agye baako ha no na ebia de ntɔkwa ne ade ba sometimes when you say obi okra na edu the age difference the age difference, in our community, most of the time, remember then you can man too. Most likely, say your man be retire, be about 4 or 5 years and second or banner retire. And also it's me a problem. Be man in chain or ban, not speak, no court, no jaho say be on your be retire. But like I said, Sabako so retire back or so retire Ghana. And yet that's some of the reason why I'm here. You bet me a plan no life amount. Ni nane some be come into agreement. If you can hey, best spend 6 months or Ghana, best spend 6 months. Your friends say ha ne nyinaa so ne sɛ wobɛtumi de wo nneɛma atoto yie sɛ mo amfa mo nneɛma atoto yie a ɛnyɛ yie da. So what is the goal for our retirement? That's the first thing we have to talk about. Communication. Or say yɛtumi tena se ne yɛtumi kasa nyɛ whereby a yɛmɛma bebree hɔ nom a na yɛrestart so kasa kasa ma yɛyi na wato no agu. Sometimes you have to have ears for your wife and a man be also because of that in the crown and you won't consider the make no affect no be credit cards at the same time men who are obey be bree those days are gone. BBC be cry and wire kakania dinner or you didn't anything about your finances, and yet study shows over and over again if two people financially put yourself together financially, someone started some year nyama, it changes nyama bibri or masetnemu. Say your friends say muniska crow be but say moye nyama different yana ɛsɛ nneɛma bebree yɛmfa couples bi koraa nye example a obi ɔmo de ɔmo ate ase we are not doing money together nyɛ sɛ obi de biribi si obi obi na baako si dan wɔ Ghana na baako so si dan wɔ Ghana na ɔmo nyinaa du lenten. It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile to no nkɔmɔ start a together kɔmɔ si wi ase baako complete ama sɛ yɛmfa sɛ ɔmo de rent so ɔmo de yɛ den o ama ɔmo start si the other one na ɛwɔ yi nti those are the things a yɛ downfall, but when you put yourself things together it change biribiara nti no. First thing, a retirement goal. Retirement goal na anything. I can guarantee you say you be drawn and said that say even a couple cry say as a couple individually cry and said that say retirement DNA and once be our Ghana by Jana obey from there no what is the big channel a BB was all planning because I did back in say day will be able retire will be able retire but I will retire one retire it comes back to you a bit me hit too so bad, especially what country must say we send your money at their warm hano and ya do mudi a chiako unlike first now most people that generation no mobile and no more war Ghana that it was easy for them to return some better now or pekrana a whole year crown or maha because the nana bini ha but these times no ya we money adi hanuma on ya do mudi a chiako mba be but that means life near there all the time you have to be around. That means you've been going back and forth. Sunny when financially once settled that things in a upper a hard dream. I've seen so many cases that I've talked to people who are situations say akwesa and she has a baba crana parents na bomba baka as also mutna and a banning chana bibisa they don't mind 2 weeks, 1 month, but we also spending more than that. Every crana yarenti, bemana na kofa whole lot of family issues about. And this are BBB was here started planning. I know sometimes Yana when it comes to say retirement goals, any investment krana bisa imu draw my yatiego krase me retire Ghana me 1,000 krana ebesome estimi die. Sometimes it goes beyond that. You see, if your plans now when it comes to finance, because what it is we plan it financially, we plan it things. If it comes to finance, if we be a plans here juma and come in here juma, because nipa be nneɛma nkɔ because they come and they go back and forth, recession womb, whatever womb, come back and forth, cost never form. It's nneɛma ɛnyɛ yi. It's usually you want to make sure say financially sound. It's more about your retirement goal. Like I said, it's not bad if we back short term, but I have to come into agreement, come to compromise where how we see aboa mu mmienu nyinaa. Then one sided and number two, we have to understand our investment options. We have to understand our investment options. Our journey is to see the topic in how to invest together and stay happily married. The number one was talking about retirement goals, which we don't. Number two, talking about investment goals. It's the same thing. Now, number three, we'll see understanding your friend is saying your investment options. Investment options because now no yetinya goals. This is be a deal be a best spend 6 months, best spend 6 months Ghana, and as be a yetina no cry also because yetina cry no sometimes you so retire fixed income. You don't want to be in a state be take it too much, and it has to be something that will say bim. How many times you see spend in Ghana, and how many times you go Ghana, and then your friend, your siblings or other places. So these are some of the things we have to understand. Say other places be a bit too quiet. You see, retirement will be fun when you plan it well. I've seen so many people they are doing retirement like on a different level. Hey, yes, maybe can for year you crum for near no retirement cry ni nyansa planning a year and a massa about 50 precope say about train retirement time so but retire. No plan one start to be it doesn't work that way. To say the mechanic be automatically you can't just win. Also be when it be successful be that person what's not or planning say the person will see it's an investment option in a sense and you see a investment options and say understanding investment options. Because usually if you've paid up all your bills, at least what you treat you then what you the security be at which is emergency fund. If you have emergency fund behind then the goal, my suggestion or my recommendation is to invest 15% of your gross income. I know, sometimes now, yeah, an uphill battle because we are starting on a good foot. You will cabibre, you move you will cabi, we have car loans, student loans, so many loans are. And beside that, crisis, our credit cards near there. The best is to make sure you try to reduce your debt, because debt equals risk, especially when you're growing and you're getting to retirement. You want to reduce those things because you'll be on a fixed income, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're in a fixed income, then you are paying a lot of bills. So we try as much as possible. Our mortgage is standing when you're bringing it down. It's to be able to understand our investment options. You will be but now here's a situation. So with me, I bring those things down. Now we have emergency fund. Emergency fund is for emergency. It's not for investment. A protection. Sometimes you may be why I would say here. One must cut the horn where the fund or the investment. No, a protection. So emergency fund usually you have to put in a high yield account, like money market account. These days, of about 4%, which is not bad, and it's a little bit better than your friend is saying savings account because of the yield now was a higher. Emergency fund a year for protection because you treat your whole carry. You will go back in case anything happens. If you don't, usually probably brought my idea. Credit cards now emergency fund, which is not it's not a good idea because what it is anytime anything happens, that means you have to go back. So try as much as possible. Say you have cash ankasa for emergency fund. The emergency fund is a 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. And if I spend 5,000 a month, I need between 15,000 to 30,000. Just bare boring. And not investment. It's just for emergency fund. But to say the mechanic nowadays, the yield now for money market accounts now also. There are 2 million saying, but it's not for investment. And actually was so fine. But opportunity to know then after that, using 15% of our income. 15% of our income. Say, it make it the share deal say if we make about 70,000, that's your invest 15%. So the first thing is say 15% and if 15% and if 15% you best start with 401ks, Roth, IRAs, and IRA traditional IRAs. Why? 401k. The reason why they are saying about how March beat Roth beat tradition. 401k is about 99%, almost all companies are matching with now. So if you put in a 401k, at least it will be 4%, 3%. Companies depend on 5%. If you put in the 5% now, you must free money, you say, I don't like it. Any 5% you are putting in, they're matching for you. Until you do that first. Why? Because what it is we try to make sure that we're working around taxes. We don't want to pay more taxes. And the 401k is tax defer at the moment. So tax defer, we defer taxes now. That amount now, we put it into your 401k, until tax also. So that is taken before your taxes are taken. It's when you best start here free because we need more money at this point to be able to invest into defer that taxes. The next point is you call your Roth. If you're using 15% and a company matches maybe influence 5%, the first 5% it goes into your 401k so that you can get a match. Free money. And most people study chase and most people don't do it, which is really, really not smart. Free money was an impact. Then after that, 10%, then we go to the Roth. The reason why we do the Roth is a Roth, even though Roth is after tax money, when you pay those taxes and you start investing in the Roth now, and yet tax-free when you are withdrawing. Time as so am I see 401k is tax deferred. When you are getting it back, that is when you pay taxes. Roth is after tax, but every investment from there on is free. When I anchor some no taxes. So you start doing with those things in the first. Then and as I say, we individuals na say be one now you juma between a traditional your friends say IRA no was starting free honor. Those are the reason why those places are the first place I was starting. Now mutimi combine be a 15%. So we 15 also you 15 now. It's me boa to say the mekan you don't really need six figures. Be we kakra. Meaning say obi say if I say 15%, so 15%, let's say it make you 15,000 krana, 70,000, 70,000, 15% of 70,000 is about 7,000, that's about, let me see, I think it's 7,500 or so. If, which is going to be about 875. If you're investing 875 in a period of, for 30 years from there, by the time you retire, you have about 2.4 million. 2.4 million. So that's why I'm saying so you don't need to do six figures before you can be able to plan your life and get more money on your retirement. It's so, right? And it's emphasis of 2.4 now make a rate of 11%. Let's be very consecutive. Be 9 and now the emphasis 10 krana. If you're investing in a rate of 10, at least yeah, your number 1.8. So if you have 1.8, now I retire. Upon that crime, that money, you say you spend it, we live off the money. If you are getting 10%, that means that still no, it can get 10% with 1.8. That means we can easily make about 180,000 after retirement. Inflation, everything, if you're taking back about 120, everything else, so many things if you want to do. That's when you can go back and forth for signing money now. So understanding our options is very, very important. Understand your options for investment. Just say just those things then get smart. Instead of so investment, that is another thing. Another options also I want to say, because of Nkorawu, it may be Obana Enye Juma or Tifi or Shenkorano. But the good thing is you have the same option to be able to invest in a Roth or IRA, traditional IRA. Why? Because spouse friends say benefits normal the same option as your spouse. Juma because say utifia now husband and also spouse juma no me have the same investment me with that option to be investing in your 401k, sorry, in your 401k for companies so untimi and yeah but me be a traditional IRA, individual retirement account, and as a Roth the same. Another one is say sometimes you be say okay if see we're doing money together there, can we invest in can we do everything together like 401ks? No, we can't do 401ks together because company 401k your friend saying company sponsored company sponsored. And so if you're not working there with me about spouse between ayo because say we Jumano and ma the same privilege and ono still invest in Roth. Very key, yeah, sure, because you probably on my office or TFE or no on judgment, on me invested. No, bit me invested so far as a spouse, no, a year Juma dear, because in any say 401k, IRA, traditional Roth, you need an income to be able to do that. The first you are not bringing income in, but your husband is no, your wife is no, or the same option are also bit me invested or dying because what it is and a bit me abwa. Remember, more file taxes together and it's me boa because the 401ks and IRA mean a tax your friends said bucket it me boa and more reduce your taxes. So you have to do all those things to make sure and a bit more taxable income so understanding our options is very important. DNA say if what me treat you 15% in your retirement account or 401k Roth, and also at the same time, even though Muntiminian as a joint retirement, Muntiminian as a joint, even if we fear, Sebaku fear a ocean cry or for good reason, be no say or fear. Bet me, I the same thing. We IRA, traditional IRA or Roth IRA. Bet me about my These are but remember, you have to be working together. So that is number 3. Now, you're building investments together, strategies. The strategies now, those things now here, DNA going forward and DNA here. But now it has to be communication. When it comes to communication, we see it's not say a DIE when a send or say the mechanic. Because we want after that, we investing 15% or more money. As me, while it be an wife, and I say husband will fee. But since I wear Jumano, bet me, someone communicate here, those things in me more, and then now is scat, and I be up with me a the next thing bet me, I was see it me a clean up our old retirement account. You move below Honoma, your retirement account be bree with different companies. You have 4 or 5. You change jobs. You have 3 4 years. You'll be 5,000. You jato when you call the next place. Be 6,000. You jato when you call the next place. It's in a period of 30 years. No, we see you juma with different places. By your car, you just your 401ks. No, near jawo honum. Usually, some companies wanna any bad. Ubit me jawo honum. But remember, most companies, these manage the 401ks. Now, because you work there, maybe you charge the charges and everything the company is paying for you. It's one fee. I'll be one say 401k ni idea now the charges cost because now you don't work over there anymore, so they are not paying for you. I was just talking to somebody about this. Say, once we within 2 years, who's this kind of cost through. But actually, the period of I think 2022, and the stock exchange was 2023. It did very good, and it's still doing good. But who's the BBA so? In this situation, that means even a basokrana, the charges are almost anyway. It also a fine, but most of the time, 401k, take your 401k with you. But do not let it come to your house. If it be roll over, you just roll it over. Until your fancy me Juma, na say me 401k, it is through Vanguard. Na say be a retirement account na be IRA account. Then my rolling over to a different company and after fidelity na say Vanguard and Vanguard was say cool the same way. We rolling over no one touch on sir because so many befi na your mouth check. No one found as a period after your friend say 60 days as a kind of like a hardship. That means as wage, hardship. What you scan? And I Indian so you scan 401k we year taxes of 20%. Remember when you our taxes now we pay taxes of between 20 to 25% and a penalty of 10%. It is a baby 4,000-5,000. One at the baby 2,900. And besides, you need this money to invest for you. You don't need it to come into you. So that's the whole idea. Because now you are losing the compounding interest now. But wow, I'm over to that growth. Remember, so we invested was 70,000. We make it 70,000. So we are investing about 15% of it with a rate of 10%. For a period of from 30 to the time you retire, about 2.4. If that money is coming out, you can't make that 2.20, 2.4 that make that because the compounding growth never will lose that. It is very imperative, say if we live in a job, we have to make sure we go in with our 401ks. But and yes, 401k say call with this just roll it over. Be out that options between rolling it over. And I said maybe I so invest it. Now the second thing is if IRA is good because at that point why would you choose the opposite of the two? Remember 401k the companies were more a little bit restricted on the investing side because the company no one and will be investing even though these days easier even crowd will be a person but IRA now more I'll be investing in so many things yourself. It's in all the time when you are going make sure what they call the specialists or the first one crack or they are easier or the next one about him they do the same thing na echo. So one yen is one man one yen is say do a crown the bad thing about this is say usually we are more baby na 401k or car be age 2 years, when you pay 3,000, 4,000. If he says Kanisha, Ubunu are cashing out. That is very, very not good idea because SNA, the compounding growth is going away. So the next thing is also clean up that situation. If you have those situations, clean up. I'm making sure say all of these are going to one place. Still no want do retirement together, but I'm making sure say or you know what the diabetes 3 or 4 or bringing it together or ban or 4 3 more bringing it together nice way now multimia flu rollover men cashing out rollover or cashing out be lose that compounding interest no into the easier way. They say member na ma just roll over because sometimes the option say we say ba once and I say we say rolling over. Always choose the option of rolling over. Hey. The next one here, say a bear update your beneficiaries. Here is very, very important. Beneficiaries updating very important. Study shows that so many people cry, and if you have beneficiary no cry, no, cry and touch that side, and I say fail it. That side important in the real world. No, so when you're beneficiary, that's say in case anything happens to you, that money is the court is going to decide where it's going to go. And I don't believe you want that decision. So beneficiary is very important because a beneficiary even surpass even will. We are will in fact 401k now the so now at the same we are will now say 401k and could nipa for and could nipa for beneficiary no a beneficiary. So beneficiary is very important. Here's a situation. I was reading about an article about how somebody messed up big time. Or worry will be or worry panel for so many years, and jive for so many years. I worry will be for after 10 years cry. Or worry nipa for after a while no nipa no ifri mu na and current wife no ekwakoja no say obisa for work as say nye ni din also. The spouse no your friend saying the former wife no so and also that means that osis can kono because I make can be BCC as a surpass even well it's now say kono. See, I don't believe that was the idea of the husband, but what it is the kono in the ma near the nankeske say no the kono. It's very careful. You make sure say update sani when and it's you can remember say before some awareness animal no but after the bia me ya me ko ba bi na bibisa beneficial na me dash so after a while one time me ko bi na who say oh say me dash I have to go back and change animal na one hwe 401k and I say nya no ko anyama bebre ho ma bia bibia wo de beneficiary na de ahye obi so make sure say regularly no we double check it. Now go back make sure say we update it change any life big time life decision change biana obey update bi awo maybe on ka ho obetimi na ka ho and I say depend on say no one more thing and say for my wife and children maybe I won't share that mention in that situation is different they are not in the percentages but a very important say you be making sure say you change those things no so when change anything happens that beneficiary no and you make sure see feel it say them can move be on ma you feel that part no you feel it cry but important say was here yes you feel it you make sure say nipa na a person in sakano the same way yeah, member and a man so the same thing. We make sure say you're taking care of that beneficiary partner. Or visit it, not take care of those things. The number 5, it becomes protecting your loved ones with life insurance. When it comes to life insurance, it's so sad. You're talking about your death, right? You protect it. Your friend is saying your life insurance. When we're talking of life insurance, you can you're talking about your death. Say, obviously, na be life insurance. So if you have mouth to feed, if you have dependent, you need life insurance. Why? Because now anything happens to you, life still must go on. They will mourn you though, but after that, there was a life course. So school be normal, also continue to make. say maybe a una video mo maybe omo tene saa nneɛma nyinaa na ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo tumi yɛ saa nneɛma no nyinaa na sɛ woni hɔ income bi amba na bia womfa bi sika bi nto hɔ ma ɔmo ne adeɛ a ɛbɛyɛ dɛn ɔmo tumi survive. Nti the moment you have dependent biara no automatic you need a life insurance period. Wohia life insurance but it would different ways a wobɛtumi your life insurance, right? Let's go back to where I was talking about, say, investing 15% of our income. If we are investing 15% of our income, I remember some quite cheap, because sometimes a community will not this kind of cost. I almost say it's far, it's far from rich. If you are making even 30,000, right? If 30,000, you are investing 15% of 30,000, it's about 4,500 a year, which is about 385 or so. Yeah, 385 a month, right? If you invest 385 a month from the age of 30 to the age of 67, you make about 1 point. With a rate of 10%, you make about 1.2 million, roughly about 1.2. So if you're on course investing that 15%, and even if that's now say you are a failure because that means you never had a raise, a job. Let's say means for the 30,000 for the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, no, you made 30,000 throughout, which is not possible. They may increase. If you are doing better, there by 10 years moving on, you start building wealth. If you're doing this consistently, there's no doubt you start building wealth. And the more the more it's going to cost economy. When you are doing the life insurance for your dependent, it's going to be a point whereby I say your network or your nest egg, I hit it over $1 million. At that point, you don't need life insurance. You are self-insured. You are self-insured, so you do not need life insurance. So you don't want to still be paying for some stuff you don't need. And apart from that, get to a point where your dependent, they don't depend on you anymore. Maybe you school be another 24, 25, 26, on start in a Juma. That means if you're not there, those people can still survive. The reason why you need life insurance, whole insurance, is to replace things that are so expensive. Intimate afford car insurance, auto insurance. We need auto insurance because if anything happens, accident happens, then it's our fault. We have to pay for the opposing party and us take care of all that. So in that situation, maybe it cost 50,000, it cost 100,000. We started to build the word now. Masa can be that when a house will build the word. So I go to life insurance company. Now me know my deal. Say if anything like this happen, then you have to step in and pay for me. So I'm paying a premium. Then no start to pay for me. The same way, and a year for your life insurance also. To say auto insurance. That is almost 50 states in a compulsory. So there's no issue. Like health insurance, you need that health insurance. Average American will go to hospital, a 30-year-old, within 1 week, you spend 1 week at hospital. Usually your bill is about 30,000. So I've started to build the world. Not want to get care of those things in Nana. See, when you see bankruptcy, health are one of the causes of bankruptcy. So you need those insurances in place. So let's shift back again to life insurance. We need that to replace the income if we are not there. And then the same way to say the American, spouse to fee or share corona. Also here equal because what that spouse is doing is premium. You can't even quantify it. Sometimes your life insurance, no, it has to go on the other side too. Also here life insurance, the same thing because in case also remember if you know you need somebody to do the same thing. So you buy that life insurance for also to beat me on average 500,000 then that will replace in case all it's so sad. So they make when we're talking of life insurance, we're talking about your death, So how life insurance, how much do we need? We need 10 to 12 times your annual income. 10 to 12 times your annual income. So if I'm making 50,000 a year, that means we are using 50,000 to run my house, right? I'm using 15,000 to run my 50,000 to run my house a year. How do I get that 50,000 back? And how do my dependent get that 50,000 back if I'm not there? Okay, then I have to invest. I have to get something. When I'm not there, they can get that 50,000 back. That is the formula. That's how we got to 10 to 12 times. I'm saying, guys, after you, okay, I'm saying, Papa, I remember also. Okay, oh, sorry, I'm saying, thank you, Tulip. Papa, to thank you for joining. Omama joining now. Thank you guys for joining. So I'm say Papa the Ibiaba or support what I'm saying. Maybe I may read them in there. So we came up with that, like that the idea of 10 to 12 times that income. No. It is a make 50,000. Now say me what 12 maybe 60,000. But yet, if I say maybe 600,000 to her, that means if I invest, if I'm not there, they can invest that 600,000, which can bring in 60,000. That's a 500,000, which can bring in 50,000 with a rate of 10%. That can take care of my household. Abramini hono. Ato those people no. And I say so those my dependents no obetimi nya baby omo na ejina na sa be bibi kra na betimi abo omo going for a chance and I betimi asa abeboa so obetimi hwe so ye betimi kra da ho na ye bibi kra na eboa omo wona no and so omo mamo ni ade say obetimi ahwe ni no mo di bia kan wa. That is what you need. 10 to 12 times your annual income. And so they make if you're investing consistently 15% of your income, 15, 20 years, 10, 15 years, 20 years, you will build wealth. At that point, you do not need life insurance anymore. It's called self-insured. Because if you have, if you have about 1.2, your house is paid off. Now you have there 800,000 or less than now your house is paid off. Let's say Omakra. Omenya bibi so astati kuskunya de kwa omunya ska bibi kra at least you're doing your metimi ayi and as even come one ma na se woni kwa your wife will be fine, your husband will be fine. Hey, at that point now, we do that point, you do not need that life insurance. Until you do a term life insurance, then size kana kabesadia to insurance will be you don't need that insurance. You can invest that money. Instead of putting in that 700,000 or whatever, and I say 385, then that money, and then the insurance. Which means add it to it, then you invest more into your account. You invest more into your account. So yes, you need a life insurance, but you need a term life insurance because it will be a point where you don't need insurance anymore. To yet whole life, that means that you are paying throughout whole life even where you don't need it. It's different if you want to give them something. If you want to give your kids something, say, hey, I'm going to give you guys maybe insurance. That's fine. You can do life insurance, but to me, you don't really need it. Rather, you can invest in that, which may invest in that kind, because there are so many. I understand what people are saying. Term life insurance, mere time in life insurance. That means we are. Yes, because it's about half. It's not even half what you're paying. Say, your whole life insurance. That's what you're 200. In fact, say a 30-year-old, a whole life insurance, no, you be about 400-500. With your term life insurance, you'll be paying about $40. So look at the difference. 160, you can invest that difference now. Every difference now can be between investing. I know amount. Yeah, so yes, if you have a mouth to feed, you need life insurance, period. You have dependent, you need life insurance. Sometimes it's not like maybe you have kids or anything, maybe the two of you, baby a one oyere baby a mo finances for no be afi no ma start crebo bra situation mo no enhye da nyi sa if ba ko ni ho a ba ko ho betimi a kire no both mo income and survival mo you need term life insurance. But if you are doing those things now, you have to make sure so you're in a pace, you are saving consistently, you are investing in your retirement consistently. If anything happens, ubetimi ube point about life insurance. So you market with let's say because if you are investing, let's say 500 a month every month, I know it's 10, 15 years, you hit more than 500,000. You go beyond that. If you are doing that, you see, say you don't need that anymore. That is the whole thing about how a man for do life. We say they have to pay life insurance. No, you don't have to, because we do point to be it's not necessary. You don't need that anymore. You share number I'm say take a break. You take a break now. You do half hour now. You buy me about so a free hand. You take a break. You know, yeah. Yo, Shatawale was the downside. Yeah, so the next one was protecting your loved ones with life insurance, which is very important. Was here making sure say your loved ones are taken care of even in your home poor. That's the most important. And here uh, life insurance, your loved ones. Um, like I said, we mouth to feed in Kwandia. You need that protection for them. Nti yɛnhwɛ the next one uh, defending success. As you say, be defining success for each goal. What it is a goal, a retirement goal, your investment goal, and you'll be there. And you will be here. Many a times, you shed ye will be here, you'll be here, and your PC ye be. Because what it is personal finance, and you one fit all. It's no be any situation. Will be on my all status will invest, and as all status or the amount to 2 year financial, ebia or the cabinet your friend saying 3,000. Ebia also would the cabinet 30,000. Nti what the same. Basis now the same if you spend less, live on less than what you make in the general. And send it to you'll be fine. The fundamentals are the same, but the whole thing and you one fit all. It won't mean if I say maybe save 50,000 a year. At the year I would say the next person also save 50,000 a year because if your only goals different. Maybe our goals say be a over retire ha so 2 homes. Maybe our back Florida or back your friends say Massachusetts. That is your goal. Or bisu go and say be a over retire crown be with one apartment in Ocean. So you will see defining the success of each goal. Ebi say ebi okra yɛyɛ success anaasɛ yɛyɛ goals a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ financial no ebi yɛpɛ sɛ make sure sɛ kids wɔn nyinaa wɔn akɔ school a yɛtua ka awie make sure sɛ wɔn ngye loans nti ɛno no wɔsi yɛ define that ebi the other person no ɔno nyɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔbɛyɛ saa nti no ntumi nfa those things nyinaa nim nti wɔsi yɛ tena ase na every goal yɛhwɛ the success of each goal the retirement the investment where we are retiring na yɛahwɛ kwan yɛbɛsi afa ayɛ saa nneɛma no nyinaa nti wohu saa no a ɛma ne boa how a wɔde bɛtoɔ for each of the goals excuse me excuse me ɛma ne boa how a wɔde bɛtoɔ for the how sɛn na wobɛtumi de ato hɔ no for the goal because if so goal na nyinaa sɛ ebi a wo 500,000 best one because you only need maybe 50,000 and I say if you only need maybe 40,000 a whole year best sum for real retirement then who say ebia say na was me save to say na was me de to home because if first already 30 years and I say we say me share my retirement by the time I retire I'll be needing maybe 30,000 for retirement yes can be good but wobɛtumi ebi a investment ebi every month biara no wobɛde bi abɛ 200 300 na bɛto by that time no nya saa amount to 500 na wobɛtumi bring you 30,000 a year now retire extra no so we defining success no for each goal no very very important na wohwɛ the progress so woyɛ so a wohwɛ the progress of it but sɛdeɛ yɛka no nyinaa no communication ne nyinaa communication you move on my communication and starting to make us communication is very bad very very bad when it comes to communication it's making sure say we are defining those things each goal send you go be a city near the success of it the send the success of that goal in city send the success of that goal in city I'm here I mean your friend saying I'm saying you papa the be by I will say guys, after you max out your 401k, you receive your equivalent match. If you can throw a couple of dollars into your Roth IRA, the better for you. Even if you don't understand investment, don't worry because Congress has got you covered. I will tell you this, it is not everyone's who can put money into Roth IRA, vehicle or investment. If you make over 140k or they are about you are not allowed to and those allow fun to see. You're not about to, yes, allowed to, and those allow. You can contribute only 7K annually. I think why, okay. Yo, so Papa, your Kenyan say it's very important, say, you be invested for 1K, you know. I say Congress got you because the reason why Papa Kasan say, who file bankruptcy, whatever you be can idea. 401k is those things, no retirement, no, it doesn't come in. Will be anything bambeje. It's you could say we invest here the first place. Now, apart from the tax benefits, no, nobody can touch your 401k. So you're very good. Say all the time, no, you hit you on that side. No one catches a Congress. The good thing about 401k, Kran say, these days and what it is, I think it's starting 2025, whether you like it or not, your employer will force you to enroll you into it. On part, no could enroll yourself out of it. I think it's 3%. Then on pay the now where you were free. See, the reason the 401k is good because government say retirement tends to your internet to be all force to say you making sure say you be PBB on the side a bit me aboa for the social security near, you know. See, social security is just complementary. A BBB a for your retirement. It wasn't supposed to be 100% or 90. It's supposed to be about 30, 20%. Yeah, you won't change. They know about the home. Okay, talking about the other one say, I'll say 147K, you know, you don't qualify to do road after 3, you know. Yes, you don't qualify to do. I think it's up now, Papa. I think it's about 153 or so this year. I think starting this year. Yeah, but what it is there's something called backdoor off. You can do backdoor off. The same thing. There's a loophole that is still there. Backdoor off. A backdoor off need the same thing. You enroll in regular traditional IRA, then or back to Roth IRA, but there's a little bit caveat on it. So you have to understand that before you can do it. So even if you don't qualify, there's a backdoor that you can do that. And the 7K, like you said, this year, anybody who are over more than 50 years, there's a catch-up contribution. Catch-up contribution, so this year, 401k is 23,000. 23,000 will be the 7,500 back up, and the Roth part, so no, between the 1,500, I think it's 1,500 or 500, and say 7,500 account. And those are, and it's very good. So, base maybe I will say it's not everyone who can put money in Roth. Okay, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, not everyone do, but like I said, there's that loophole that you can still do it, but you have to know what you're doing to be able to do that. So that is another one. Thank you so much for your contribution, and if I say Charity, thanks for joining, and Mohammed, Charity, there be anyone in the program now. Yeah, my questions, Nimra. Thank you all for joining, and your more questions, Nimra. To say the and answer contributions, is very important. Thank you so much, Papa. So you're making sure say and say yeah, the defining success, right? Defining success is very important. And me, I said you'll be here. Yeah, in here. And it said they make no will be hard. Because state out in here, or expenses and also. You don't have to go through that process. Nina, you are state or maybe a person retire, person retire or California, be close to early near the Indian city, or person retire New York, those places in city. So all those things in was said by in place. Communication was here transmitting who the who's a retirement saying back when you check back retire back that between that period now back on the very retire what the gap on the end was say DNA bay and I said DNA may and signing was a signing man should be the signing man yɛantena ase anka a ɛbɛyɛ dɛ atumi ayɛ yie nti sɛ wɔhwɛ sɛnea yɛsi kɔ no a yɛka bɛduru this point na yɛnhia sika gidigidi bia sika deɛ we make 100,000 over more a very good but ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ sɛ woamake sɛ sika no a wontumi nyɛ ne nyinaa yɛ planning you can do all those things wobɛtumi ayɛ so planning wɔ nneɛma yi a wobɛtumi ayɛ ne nyinaa if you're not spending and as I won't spend it a lot about things that you can afford that you can do all those things. So it's very important say you define success now. The pay and the success to us because success no a definition of synchronicity. You check it up said Usually you have to make sure say who follow those things and also who share the success of it na say equal. Another one, say you be making sure say you be use a third party to handle your friends saying disagreement. You be use a third party near their handle disagreement. Like I said earlier on, it's okay to disagree to agree, but sometimes it do point to be as you need a neutral person to come in and help. It's a good say be use a third person. Now, what me a boy? Sorry. So third person, be no be boy. Very very good. Because what I know is say, and that's what I've seen is say, your community when it comes to say, obi amana boy ya yɛmpɛsɛ yɛbɛkɔ yɛfi sɛ especially mɛma no yɛayɛ dendenden yɛmpɛsɛ yɛbɛkɔ but pɛ sɛ nneɛma run smooth usually something bibi wɔ hɔnom a ɛwɔ sɛ wohia third party ade nti na mɛka saa ɛnyɛ no nko a because sometimes we need the professional wobɛtumi aboa wo nneɛma because nneɛma wei a yɛka especially when it comes to finance a yɛka ho asɛm yɛka kɔ ne agye ebi wɔ hɔnom a wonni nimdeɛ bebree wɔ hɔnom so easy sɛ wobɛtumi asɛke advice from financial advisor na wobɛtumi aboa wo ho yes sometimes you have to pay by you pay your seed or the we anybody on try because financial advisors no na be depending on senior near city and ya no kwa te make can be a dispute be woman term this animal now if be a third party now handle those things in these are the steps are a bit aboa but no communication is the key if there's no communication as animal we yana a hard drain. To seeking advice, there's nothing wrong with seeking advice. The last one, this segment, seeking advice, and yet say if you hear professional, you don't need so much. The contact information, if anything, a bit me aboa, to get in touch, a bit me aboa, a bit me possible. You don't need scabby to do those things, no. Yeah. Don't need all that scabby to do manina. So these are the steps that bit me up why communication. Okay. So the next step, whereby I said I was talking about insurance. Insurance. Like I said, we all need insurance. And yet life insurance. We now can is more about life insurance, not the other ones. But main insurance as same kakra if I say risk. A risk. When you start to say oh bobra, you start to say oh try so ultimate there are some stuff insurance is you have to put in place. And I say there are some risk you have to manage it. Right. When you talk about risk insurances I have to put in place to manage those things. Number one, you need life insurance. You need health insurance. But it's not in all that but you need those health insurance. ABB here. In people be one ma usa unini kase na ho den to office we here health insurance. In fa ho se ne usi tibia so when you usa uso we a slave se ne usi tibia obi here life insurance. I know sometimes it might be some circumstances be try as much as you can because there are so many loopholes and as there are so many institutions they offer those things and I say also making sure so uni baby not recently a friend said there was a hospital be a war Northern Virginia bit me you show na what na MC a trade drama or your lab near trade drama and say you should have something like that even if you don't have insurance. Available will be to use because anything happens, call hospital, a kai de bebron. As like I was saying earlier on, most people go through bankruptcy because of medical bills. medical bills are killing most people because we need insurance. Wako hospital, say me can you or two hokrana averagely, 1 week, what they can buy 30,000. Now try say, oh Bobra, not every 1 year be a crowd could that hospital once be that 30,000. If shall see kana or try say we so near pass it, but try so GB. Number two, auto insurance. My company has auto insurance in here, but because almost all the 50 states, yeah, it's compulsory, and only is taken care of. Number three, say disability, long-term and short-term disability. We are mostly with jumum and ayana a cheap, jumum diana a cheap kakra, TGB or jumum. Long-term, usually short-term, we are now on time to long term. Oto ejuma do $4, be $5 near day. Okoto outside that. Anybody into a jumum ni be a long term. Most companies not a bill jumum. Oto ejuma be because it replace your income, not fully crana 70-80%. No, a bois because anything between happen now no that income will be to me wow. We share your community in the room. So me do go so ma ni sada no just one share cry by very very cheap abetimi and another one um, mortgage insurance and also another one most people take loans and to house the loan excuse me you take loans and to house usually we take loan to house those companies no more we make sure say insurance also no more or less yes like it's false but according to say the car insurance I say car insurance yes uji loan me ho it means me make sure say loan a uji wo me ho no bi so benya car insurance menya your friends say insurance that so thing case say me lose side so disability both short and long term auto insurance health insurance your friends say mortgage insurance the next one your rent insurance si mo am rent no you're not in jam the same way anything that happens on your friend saying or mortgage insurance no the same thing between happen or renter between about apartment and I say be a house be a rent the banner me teshia between you to say the could be fear between you and I the same you are not also your friend say we here be apart from that anything that happened in the house and I say in case it be a fire see na belongings a share remember house owner no and as apartment for mama for the building no and for your belongings no and very cheap rental insurance so you be very cheap $14 $13 be crying $9 $10 with me and the whole year and $10 $120 for the whole year but see a bit me abo then you no sometimes depending on your send we see no it be on my BBC crown it me you free my hotel and I say do to baby answer and sana whatever it is no be our baby frana bibisa or my yamo yeah it make sure say and also rental insurance and also here so rental mortgage disability both short and long life health I can't life my can life so there make a crabby about life so view and renter Kevin thanks for joining renter and a renter the next one long care health and another the would 60 and above the reason why I make that in is usually you don't need it but study shows that when you're 60 upwards all of a sudden you might need it and never to better would 60 on your 60th birthday and also after that now you're not I bought dinner outrageous so you want to make sure say what talk around that time woman broswa hey we also made the Ghana yeah but study say the possibility of you using it when you are 69 high to call Ghana ultimate next one umbrella insurance. Umbrella insurance covers all these insurances. These days, there are so many things goes on. Way. Lawyers need be honoma. I mean, you're open so kasana. Open so kasana.
There.
Okay, all right. Yo, okay. So umbrella insurance, insurance, I say gap insurance in a way, but remember, say auto insurance, or more limit. If your fan say they pay all the way up to be a 500, apart from the BA bit happen or what the lawyers, especially litigation lawyers, they say now these days, they can have a way, be a public, basically have a way. Who say it be our crown kakra into after what they be auto insurance next year your fault. See a woman be car settle no see you personally. You see you personally now they are coming after your staff. Hey, they are coming after your staff not all those things in so depending on the situation, it be omitting any be honum. Umbrella insurance a cover money and so a very a couple of hundreds of dollars for the whole year. My recommendation say if your net worth is more than 500, 500 and that's all the emphasis of base 700 net worth, you might want to get that umbrella insurance. It basically protect you on that side. Your net worth is what you owe versus what you own versus what you owe. Yama udinina any account now kaboom now free ma or net worth no. They see say or more they can see you for sani money now. Umbrella insurance will take care of those things in anything. What insurance I want limit insurance into me to or umbrella insurance banner be replaces say yeah, but say we need match na say I think I build the world one and I'm no kakra but almost more yes, so you need that also, and you need life insurance. All dependent on Kwadia we hear life insurance. Period. That side here power dependent. Not long ago in our community, few young people, it will near day. Which means training yet because of now man for Nisa Neman you are. Study training especially the black communities in Nisa life insurance. Who have to feed in quite period here be a mom. And it's not for you, it's for them. It's for your dependent. Yeah. So these are the insurances also we need when we are building wealth. And as a couple, most start some more build the world, more communicate that's money is something money more put those things in place all the time. Happiness will fear. You see, number one cause of emphasis divorce and abibisa money issues. Well, money issues number that's a major. I don't think it's number one. It's the major cause of one of the major cause of divorce when it comes to couples. Money issues. When you put this money things in place, like I said, you don't have to make a ton of money to do those things. You're planning. Planning, and you call 1 week too much. The you'll be such a no one dream that but sometimes yes, and sometimes we see deep near for catchy. These days we grab catches if you're not making 130, my friends, American dream is over and all that. Obi obekasa biabo ani nyana no plan anything obi si aye. Obi on oba kuma de wo hu ani se de bi e kasa nti ofi so obi America bia de ka obi America bia ho che no. It's never true. It's never true. Ebi a wo new group any your friends say life be am won sa na tie. Obi a this car because you obi a be say okoto car na wato a wo dem na wo struggle no. Obi a is there are people they are leading their decent life or move on because wo de no say person odeka obia also say ni kroma sitie no dey also odeka untimi no enye sa na tie obia mfa tu amesi utu say kotoka a untimi ntua anase kotoka na boden obia mfa tu amesi utu say kotodan a untimi ntua wo choice no eti sometimes we say be kasa asa na na esre kra say and obia ho tre no enye sa na tie because obi one ma we living a simple life what did they make no and so if you're a couple, you're working towards something, you don't need a whole ton of money. Money is good. Say Dawson who making a bar, a good. Yeah, a good. But some more crave na mutimi managing year. Who managing year a bit in your bow. I whereby so we start to say what the name to 2 years and son what Tony Marcus. Most of the time, you're Tony Marcus and son, you start to say the name to 2 years. Yes, sir, and because see, you're judging Yamadada. So if we are paying the income, if you are paying for the pastor, the end of for the future, it already also started to save to in place. At that time, no be never catch you say maybe you could talk car na open. Because that time, near the year, car na cry the beba. See, yeah, the other way around. Instead, I was say the other way around. It already a car to your host that it struggle. If you say san will be as it no, yes, san will be at here. When I want to choose life, says I believe because the sana buy no, and as a sana buy or 10, the same thing. But there's a way we between Chinese and money. It's up to you. Between changing yes, whereby so what to point to be a couple more struggle once maybe because when you sometimes it's new pass. This is what is going on. Now, you shed that you can't. That's in a home to say, especially many of Christopher, your dream can say, your bomb pie miracle be happy now in Kukusad in free. No, I was all young Juma. It's about time I'm a bit downsizing, we bet downsize it because, like I said, marriage issues be a money problem. Money problem, be a money problem. More downsize it because maybe we're it may check all right, but you have to do extra jobs and send it to me to Sakanina. It's a money cry in here. It's and your friend say, I said, couple, to me, share all the time. We banner, we banner, we planning, you bet me a planning because you're going to be intimate here. Just a couple, no, I was somewhat nice to say, Sunny money na, Dini bit me a sunny money through your life, it's me simple. You see, when I'm talking about all this now, one time I think I was talking about, so now they hope to see a labor and this animal. We fear, we enjoy labor now, Bibisa. No, I want you to. Force you to enjoy the car now, Walton. I don't want the car to enjoy you because if what the car is a waiting in here, now so stage more and son waiting it here. Can enjoy what is the mention? What to diners waiting in them? Also, corner koye juma be na di twiansa ansana I was some spending with a Caribbean. Dana enjoy when you enjoy Diana, and all these things are a bit me a year free one in dependence in ABCI. Okay. Your sister was to say, please, the system was built in a debt. All add up. It doesn't not matter how much. Oh, my sister. Oh God said, please, the system was built in a debt. It all adds up. It doesn't matter how much you make. You are wrong. You are wrong, sister. Never true. When I would choose to sell by debt, no being what this what did it will see you so. No, my sister, any true. Says me okay. The be a first na mass American. America cry teaching or cruise. The teaching or debt so. Let me sign down. Let me sign down. Me try to me change this item. We say a true. Ubia for two and see me so say me this idea, man. All right. Ubia for two. I'll urge you. Me YouTube. Patrik Barfi. Me person corner ko videos am ayo. Say if what dream na say you have to be in debt to live in this country. You are kidding. You will be making payments throughout your life. And Kosomao. Ubetimi changing but you need sacrifice. Year 3 years. Utu so change ubetimi changing na. Me nipa be testimony so honma o my side no betimi aye. You are in debt because you are using the stuff that are too much for you. One, said the American, we buy things we don't need to please people that we don't even like. They don't even like us. Mami starting free house. Sister Mary change your conversation, be changing the kakra. But you can push back if you have a bit of push back. Josephine, bit of push back. Your house, it shouldn't be more than 25% of your take-home pay. That means we make it 6,000. And it's a house mortgage, monthly mortgage, no. And it's a more than 1,500. The right there and there, no. Auto house that would be at 3,000 or the 6,000 befia. You are one hour because you have other things you have to do. That's number one. Number two, your car should not be more than 50% of your salary. You see, how many times you amount for make it 30,000, no means 40,000 car. You are driving more than a year's salary, more than a year's salary. I didn't know make us car goes down in value. Auto car ne brand new car, only 20,000. 4 years time, that car is about 8,000. So you don't invest in those things. No? Those are motors and wheels. A toy. We are extra. What you told you PBR. That be mean extra. So my how you can pay for your car. It's me kind of Patrik Barfi, call YouTuber, boomer name no together. But my those things in now. Those things no ekunye. Then you kunye pa. Especially the car that goes in value. House crowd sometimes say the mechanic. Yeah, when you geometry equity near the basel. Just say my life a hassle. By car no, it goes down in value. You don't need those things no. If you are buying stuff that you are putting on credit, that means you cannot afford them. You can't afford them. But we can justify every reason why we have to use it. No. When I would choose, sir, it's your choice. Because if you are between 5,000 car, it will go back and forth, not to go, no increase. There's nothing wrong of you going up in cars. There's nothing wrong going up in car. Your friend's a house. You between afford it just apart. Your friend's a condo. No, you work with a big house because you need to be near struggle. What a condo. 3-4 years, you between a town home. 3-4 years, you between a friend single family. But you choose to sign your money now. This is that if you are justifying that there, and yet you'll be paying for so long. Because you see, your most powerful building tool, between your friends, what building tool is your income. If you are giving your income away and paying for your pastor, which one are you going to use for your friends say your save for your future? So it's never true. The kind of makejai. By me changing my life, I turned it around because of say sanity. The country is built to favor the financial institutions, but number 3, credit cards. You use credit cards. We use credit cards 24% at least averagely. Now we time when I be. So these are the stuffs that my form. On top of it, near the student loan also. The student loan also, when it comes to school, we are going crazy. We don't think. People are going in debt 120, 150. Yes, we'll be school, no. Yes, we'll be near Juma. But paying student loan, it's not simple. Meanwhile, too, no. Meanwhile, too, no. There's nothing wrong, say. School. Look, school, less. There are so many scholarships out there. A job, make us say easy. A job, never make us say easy. But we are and a sacrifice, a choice. We are, you can enjoy everything, but you don't start enjoying. If you start enjoying, you'll be in debt. So many scholarships out there. I'll be school. And that's a school choice. I'm maybe beside I say my doctor or Shemino. Or say my doctor, I say I was a doctor in school, no quite. See me name say Obesho. Your dream Nancy cool. Yes, if you have the money, call you, go call Harvard or Mafau. If you have the money, I'm happy for you. Go enjoy it. But don't go in debt, my sister. 200, 300 going for that school. No, it's not worth it. When you're equally schools are very less. few times in the school in here. Few times in the school. As a matter of fact, 78% of the CEOs in this country didn't go to Ivy League schools. They went to just state schools and ordinary schools. 78%. So, Sister Asima Okano, your choice. Your choice. Don't see say the system was built in debt in Sana. No, a choice. So choose Sana Bay. A choice. A choice. Yes, between Saniman now, you see, the choice in the funny plan say, they say, yeah, yes, I know, and it's sophisticated. No, a choice. Look at student loans are here. Look at mortgages are the way you see here. Look at car loans are here. Average car payment. A new car is around $750 now. I mean, people pay thousands for car payment. Why? Why? That's somebody's mortgage. Now, if you're making $6,000, now your mortgage is $3,000. Why are you doing that? If you're paying a car loan of $750, now the $6,000 fee. It's not right. It's a choice. The real person see and sign so person sign I know say the old country say they make that is the system able to if it's sanity. No, there are other people they live different way. They have no debt. As a matter of fact, the idea that people that are making it are living a lavish life and all that, it's a fallacy. It's not true. It's a myth. Average millionaire in America, they live in the 2,500 square feet house. That means probably house I would think to say the meeting sanity. And yet huge said the Adrian average millionaire, they don't use new cars, brand new cars. They use slightly used cars, paid off. They've never, average millionaire, they've never had a credit card balance. And they buy jeans at Walmart. Make us a jeans at Walmart. Just when I make it, say the way a fee says sana escafusin. Yes, the people you see that do that now, millionaires. They might make $1 million a year, but they are not millionaires. I hope so we understand that say the first who make $1 million doesn't make you be a millionaire. Your net worth never be a millionaire. So these people, that is how we live on life. They don't go in debt because when you're in debt, it's so hard. It becomes your habit. So hard to be able to get out. So my sister, if Sana Audrey there, I'll urge you to change. Let's start to say, oh, ye went for debt to me. Because you know what happens? It's an average American pays almost 2,000, about 8,000 something outside their mortgage. That means it's money that whatever payment we could afford for it. We outside our mortgage, almost 1,008. Now, if you have saving 1,008 for the next maybe 10 years, 15 years, so yes, I understand your point because that's how I understand how you control because we don't ask questions. Maybe I mean you be student loans, me fit and me student loan. I don't even know say they are scholarship because scholarship are minimum say athletic or academic. And these scholarships I'm talking about are neither athletic or academic. There are tons of scholarship out there. Yes, you have to apply for them. It's a work you have to do that. But worth it because by the time you're done with school, you don't have them. And number two, school choice. School choice. You go to a cheaper school. You have the money. Go. Hey, call Oxford. Yes, if you have the money. But who could debt? I could do any money. And easy. So don't justify. Say yes, it was built in debt. Sana be. Yes, are their financial institutions. No, I'm be the group. Nope. Yet you free that thinking. No say. It was built on debt in Sani. No, it's not. It's never true. It's never true. I will urge you to say, "Me kind of go to our YouTube." I may spend time with her. Your sister and I say, nipa bebree can relate to that. Say in a TS, say never true say then was say live your life. No. And the good thing is say if you get off all those debts now payment about sema, you know what happens? Money. Now you have money. But every day with this kind of echo. Be living in paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck. It doesn't matter how much you make, you'll be living in paycheck to paycheck. And yes, it's true because even people that live on paycheck to paycheck, 43% makes 6 figures. 43% make more than 100,000, but they live on paycheck to paycheck. Yes, all the money comes in, all the money goes out. Why? Because we're paying bills. You see, that's the mentality of the poor. How much you betray a month? Oh, $40. One watch $40, $60. But just I bear 10, 20. The paycheck can is my then you have a call. Into 100, 150, 200. The toy accounts now call Friday, Tuesday near train for the next one. Because that's in the doors to do. So the way I bit me live off from that thinking is say be a home free start a year home free sir a cabby brain. That's the genesis of it. Tell me kind we share nipa bibra they are winning with money. They stay out of it. They stay out of it, especially credit card. The interest rate is so huge. You know, so media reward points na there. These people have the best of the best. If you say who beat your money, committing a they have the best of the best. They know the way you think, they know the way you sharp. It's almost the best rewards. We use a credit card that you spend more than because you want the rewards. You know, who spend more than they usually was spending. They know all that. That's what they do. So you beat me now. So my sister, like I said, you can push back. I want you to put more here, you know, but it's never true. The next thing is the thinking. If you have people around you that think the same way, you will never get out of it. The thinking is very key. John Rohn, the kind will say, if you put 5 people you talk to all the time, 5 people are only on Kasa all the time interacting as probably like your best friend. Put them together and divide the income by 5. That's your income. So if you have people that have the same mindset, you know, the same thing are almost all drinking. See, be our group be no more drinks, all friends now. You might want to rethink about that because that's the thinking. You become what you think about. You know, it's never true. It's never true. Yes, it's never true. That before then, that's what my thinking was the same thing. Never true. You know, wait me change. You can turn around. Wait me change it. Yeah. Victor, thanks for joining. Victor, Siano. Oh, Victoria. Sorry, Victoria. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Victoria. Yeah. So, as a couple, me elivu. You don't need to make a whole ton of money. In planning. And my main can be a his sister Sam Crow kind. Average millionaire. I think in 2012, but there was a study done about them. And guess what happens? 63% of the people that are millionaires, I'm talking of real millionaires. You know, say, social media, they don't real millionaires, right? They want to be millionaires, but real millionaires, they don't do that. People that are real millionaires now, 63% will make 100,000 in their life. Will make 100,000. So that means staying out of debt, consistent saving, and you you know, yes, or more train for Sika Kasibiansa. Gradually, almost $100 every month to honor in the tour. And they did all this in a period of I think it's 17 years or 15 years. They have paid out home within 9 years. Yes, there are systems in place that which may use Amanakosa. So as a couple, yes, money issue, a problem. Your friends in communication. Then you start doing that investment, doing it together, your goals, doing it together, talking about your goals, where you guys want to retire, what you want to do after that. those things bit me abwa ama aye. Yes, it's good. We're making more money. Very, very good, because what the day says, we'll be making 100,000, we'll be making 50,000. We now make it, susu, a drew a year, a friend saying 1 million. You're making 100,000. So all things being equal, we'll be drew age 50. 50 never bad day, but we drew age. Until making more money is very good. As a matter of fact, you have to always constantly try to increase your income. It's good. But when you increase your income, don't go live lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is say you increase your income. Then you go out there and buy something to use that money. That's lifestyle creep. So, Sister Josephine, I'll be glad and I'll be getting in touch. My family, your friend is saying my number and two with, because I want to show you things that you can you can that you can do more than the way you're thinking. My number if you want to call, I can walk you through process. And then that one 7039 811910. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's my number. So at the same time, when some to crab you will be able to go through this process. There's another way to live. The Omokachi, and yet true. I didn't even know so we'll be to house crowd without a credit score, but you can buy a house without a credit score. So Nyamo Omokachi na Omoboa, and yet true. It's a different way to live. Let's say okay, so live on this course. That's fine. That's you. But so Sister Josephine, get in touch. Now me say me convince you and I me change your mind. Again, number is 703-981-1910. And you're on Ubia Ufise Sana what's here, call me. I can see if I can convince you or change your mind. Okay, it looks as if here the any program never here. But I fun, I nice. Sister Josephine, thanks for joining Victoria. Thanks for joining. Tulip, thanks for joining. Charity, Kevin, Idrisu, Muhammad, thanks for going. Ubi amambu ngibia mofanchame. MC program ne query into be na ye. Share affirmation of the week. So mo de mamia. So man from affirmation of the week amame. Just a moment. Let's see. It's last week then. Okay. Yeah. So you're making sure as a couple, no, we can do so many things. The good thing about it is the study says that people that work together, no, put things together as a couple, no, they are unstoppable. Financially, they are unstoppable because you can't stop them if they do money together, they do everything, which is very hard in our community. And trying to change it. Because never change it, and yes, you are changing your home. Yeah, and trying to change it. So on that note, no, I'm say you better end I can make affirmation of the week, but me affirmation of the week. Okay. All right. This is my information. Get in touch if you want to invest, you want to get out of debt, you want to stay where. Yeah. Bro, open so kasana. Okay. Okay. You just stay behind, enjoying behind. Okay. Okay. Yo. And baby, every Monday 7 to 9 p.m. Yana like it say more questions so beba. And as a contribution, say in your papa or your tadi, what time contributions which are very, very, very educative. Thank you, Papa, for always bringing your contributions. So I would say spend wisely, save intentionally, and give generously. On that note, you're being here. Your boy Patrik Barfi. See you next week.